Hello everybody, Tiffany from Dragonflyer Studios here. How is everybody doing? I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July holiday. If you're in the States and you celebrate that. And if not, I just hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I am coming off of a 4-day weekend, so technically today is my Monday, even though it's Wednesday for everybody else. Anyway, I am working on junk journaling in small steps. I believe this is episode, can't remember if I'm on 7 or 8, but anyway, I thought since we did clusters with the last episode, I would continue on with what is known as ephemera. And basically that is just any kind of little bit and bob. It does have a very specific definition if you look it up. But in the junk journaling world, ephemera is any little piece of any kind of paper creation. Some people make them out of cloth. Dangles are ephemera. There's all different kinds of things. But basically, it just breaks down to the pieces of decoration that you add to your junk journal, either permanently or removable, and that you can decorate with. So, clusters are a part of ephemera. What I'm going to be showing you today is what's called journaling cards. And so, with our, let's see, where is my Catching Fire book? Hold on. Let me pull it out. Here's an example. So, oftentimes what will happen is, you'll get papers like these, and, this is beautiful just the way that it is, and you could completely leave that. However, if you're going to be someone who wants to use your junk journal for art and or writing purposes, writing on this, unless with a white marker, it's going to be a little hard to read. So a lot of people, what we will do is like this. This you could just go in and write whatever you want to on. It's got lines. It's perfect. You could leave it as is. But pages that have been altered like this, this came out of a book. I used a distressing ink spray to give it that chocolatey brown spritz that you see that's on it. So the camera doesn't make it look as dark as it is, but I'm telling you couldn't write on this whatsoever. So, and then you flip it over here where you've got a text with stamps that have been stamped on top of it. Also not something that you could really write on. Now, even though I don't see it, an artist may come in here with some paints or something and either build on top of this or gesso over it and use that as a canvas. So, a lot of people use their junk journals in, oh goodness, endless ways. However, my journals are geared more towards the writing and or drawing artist out there. So I try to keep in mind that writing space is important. So when I create my journals and then I start to add my ephemera, I try to add or build on top of the pages that are already there. So like this one, I've gone in and I've stamped all over. Now, a person might write little tiny quotes in here, or they might, I don't know what they might do. It's up to the user to decide how to use my journals. I just create them from my standpoint where I think they're pretty and artistic in nature. But like this, you might be able to write in this little column here and maybe some in the gray, but otherwise that page, as far as a writer is concerned, you might not be able to get much on it. But now this one, you could just write and write and write. Same thing with this here. The polka dots aren't gonna stop the text from coming through. So it just depends on the user, how they intend to use their junk journal. So with that being said, the journaling cards that I create, I'm going to set this aside, get him out of the way. The journaling cards that I create, I'm going to show you a couple different sizes. They can be as big or bigger than the book that you are sticking them into. These ones are pretty simple, pretty easy to make, especially if you are just getting started. I just use plain old simple 3x5 inch index cards. They're not super thick, so whatever paper that you add to the other side will give it the rigidity that you're wanting in a journaling card without being overly thick and hard to get in and out of an envelope. So, and then it's just got some wonderfully pre-made lines. And then this little guy, so this is just you get what you see. Just some pink blue. I think this is, I'm not a sewer, so forgive me if I mispronounce this. I think this is binding tape or seam tape, seam binding. I'm not sure, but this part of this card is cloth. This is paper. And then this little guy, I just gave him a little pull-out tab for a little note or a little doodle or whatever have you. And then the back side, you know, you could journal away on for sure. So I'm going to show you how to make a couple different versions of these. I'm just going to leave these up here for kind of a reference point. So what I've done is I've got some pre-made ones here. So now there's two different kinds of journaling cards you can do. Since I focus on mainly writers and artists, i.e. people who like to draw, and or paint. You can paint in your art journals if you so choose. I do backsides of mine both with lines, and then I also will choose to leave sometimes the backs of my journaling cards blank. So what I've done here is these are just some random cards that I have cut out from some scraps. I made what's called a master board. I will be doing a video on those. I made a master board, chopped it up, and this is the end result of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build on top of what you see here to what I would consider to be a finished card. A lot of people will create a master board, cut it up, and that's their journaling card. They'll slide those into a journal and, you know, leave it be. And that's totally fine. It's, you know, if this is what you consider to be finished, then by all means, it's finished, and put it in your journal, write on the back of it, you know, whatever have you. But these are not considered finished for me, so I'm going to show you how to finish them. And then if we have time, I'm going to try and keep this at about 20 minutes. I will make one from a journaling card just from a blank. So let's get started. So I've got some pretty neutral backgrounds to work with here. A little bit of orange, a little bit of reds. Got this little stampy stamp up here in the corner. Don't know what that came from. Looks like it was a book page at one point in time that I stamped on something and then decided to glue it down. So that's how a lot of my cards get going. Oh, look, I have another one over here. So, and just because the lines go this way on the back doesn't necessarily mean you've got to design your card this way on the front. You could totally make it vertical, and then, you know, your journaler can write on the back, but they can be stored however they want to. So when you create a master board, sometimes this will happen. I've got some separation from my layers that I glued down. I'm just going to take a quick moment and make sure that that's very well attached, so that he doesn't come apart at a later date when I really don't want him to. Okay, so let's see, what do we got? I was working on some clusters, you know, from my other video. So let's see, can any of these be, you know, maybe added onto there as a bit of a, I don't know. I don't think I like that. Okay, so we're going to set the two big guys aside, and we're going to work with these. So one has rounded corners, one has what I call ticket corners. Looks like an overgrown ticket. Let's see what we can pull out of here. So that one's got some purple going on. I like the polka dots. Yeah, I like the polka dots a lot. Let's see where else that goes. And I am just reaching over here in my scraps bin, and I am just pulling out some scraps. Look, there's the scrap from what that once was. Oh, put the lid back on the glue. Tell you what, I ruined more glue sticks just sitting here letting them dry out than anything else. Oh, I really like that. Let me reach over here and grab a punch real quick. This is just a little flower punch that I'm using. I suggest flipping your punches over. Don't punch blind. You'll save yourself some paper if you don't punch blind. And punching, but when I say punching blind, is punching your paper this way. Nobody ever said you had to punch it this way. You're trying to eyeball that. Flip it over. You can get it right as close to the edge of that other flower as you possibly can. So yeah, don't punch blind. Don't know if that's already occurred to you, then you're way ahead of the game. But yeah, otherwise, flip that bad boy over and see what you got. Oh, look, there's a piece of that paper right there. So yeah, that's usually how my master boards get created. I will go through my scraps, see what I've got, and work from there. Otherwise, my scraps bin would just, well, it would take over. Let's see, maybe I want this one instead. Oh, yep, I like that one better. I like the way it fits on there. Maybe. Maybe I don't. This is what happens when you live craft with me. You never know what you're going to get. I turn into Forrest Gump. A box of chocolates. Oh, I like that. That's cute. Yep, yep. So what if we have something that we could stick down behind there? I need something kind of going. There's just a little bit of purple up here in this corner, and that's why I'm tending to have it. That's why I'm working with purple down here. Like, what if we did something like that? Yep, I really kind of like that. I like the purple. That white core, just a little too much of it hanging out there. There we go. Yeah, I really like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with my little espresso dauber. And I'm just going to muss up that lavender purple a little bit. Yep. Okay. I really like the way those two look together, so I'm going to go ahead and put some glue. A lot of my what's the word I was looking for? I don't know. I lost it. Had a couple of thoughts, and then both thoughts just bailed. It happens. There we go. And so then what I'll do is I'll come back in here with my... That is not the edge clipper that I used. I don't know how I clipped those corners. But I'll just come back in here and I'll just trim up my corner. Or you don't have to. You could leave it. You could have asymmetrical cards. You know. No big deal. Oh, you know what? I think I might have used a circle punch to create those. Probably did. Okay, so now we started adding a little color to that. So now I could go in and kind of play with these dots that are on here. Nope, it's a 5-pointed flower with a hexagon kind of style dot. Okay, so I like where that flower is sitting. Give me just a second. I gotta go to my word bank. No, I don't. It's got it right here. Okay, so I don't know if anybody else does this, but I cut out words for magazines, and sometimes I'll print some. I try really hard not to use printables all that often, because I like the well, I like the authenticity of cutting things out, ripping things out. Can we harness the wind? Never in a million years thought I would use this, but here we are. Now, one thing you need to know about me is I am not a fussy cutter. I do not like it. I do not find enjoyment in it. I wished I could. I wished I would. But it's just not for me. If you are a fussy cutter, more power to you. I will do it when need be. Right now the need calls for it. but I am not super excited about that. So I really kind of like how that looks. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and kind of, I don't know. Now I don't know what I want to do with the flower. Oh, look, right there. Okay, Can We Harness the Wind's gonna go back in the chain. Gonna go back in the bank. Don't really think that's the place for it. Oh, but here we have a beautiful, beautiful butterfly and the words "Be Free." How about that? I like that a lot. A lot better than "Can We Harness the Power of the Wind?" So here's the thing. I will find myself cutting out words from magazines, not quite always knowing when or where I'm going to use them. But if you cut them out ahead of time, then you have them on hand, assuming you have the storage space for them, which I do. I have a beautiful card catalog that sits behind me from, I don't know, the 40s or 50s. I found it at an antique shop and brought it home with me. He is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of furniture. I did post a walkthrough of what my studio looks like, I believe. If you want to check it out, it's in my videos, and he is featured on there. I call him a he. I don't know. He feels like a he to me. So maybe I should give him a name. What should I name my card catalog, everybody? Leave a name suggestion in the comments for me, will you? He's let's see, he's white with, what is that, shabby chic antiqued corners. He is whole. All of his parts and pieces are there, including labels and whatnot. He's gorgeous. So yeah, okay, so now we have Be Free. I really like that so much better than the Can We Harness the Power of the Wind. And you know what? That little flower is he's just not gonna be part of this card. So yeah. So whenever I'm using magazine clippings or genuinely antique paper, I'll do this little smush technique across a glue stick in case you don't want to rip anything. Genuinely older papers are much more fragile. I wouldn't put them down and go smearing this across because, well, the chances of you destroying that antique paper is much greater. I got a glob of glue that just will not let go. Can you see this? Am I even on camera? I'm so sorry. I'm just over here in my own little world. So yeah, we've just got our little Be Free there. So yeah, there you have it. I am going to come in with my, well, I say I'm going to, hold on, gotta find it, my ground espresso dauber, and I'm just going to daub the edges of this. It does give it, I guess, a distressed antique look. But what I like to do, especially when I create index cards or journaling cards, from a bunch of scrap pieces of paper, I like to give it a color. Not necessarily always brown. As a matter of fact, we'll do a different color on the next one. Not always brown, but I like to give it, because it kind of it seals the edges and gives it a bit of a cohesiveness. Whereas this one, it just looks different. When there's a uniform frame, so to speak, rather than just the raw edges of whatever it was that you had glued together, if you're using scraps. So yeah, that's why I like to do that. I like the look of it. Okay, so now with this guy, we are going to go a little bit different. We'll how about some snowflakes in July? Why not? Yeah. So you know what I think I'm going to do? Let's see if I can't get a beautiful snowflake punched out of here. It's got a really cool, almost honeycomb style background. Let's see, is this one small enough to fit in the punch? Not quite. Maybe this one? How about you? Oh, this one will fit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I've got these two little fabulous guys to work with. So, you know, maybe I stick that one off the edge that way to give me a little bit of a tab. Not sure. Let's see how we doing on time, guys. Oh, we're at 20 minutes. Okay. You guys ever do that? Start out crafting and then, you know, it's like SpongeBob SquarePants 4 hours later. But hey, I'm having fun, so I can't call it wasted time. I'm looking for something else that's blue in my scrap heap over here. I might find it, I might not find it. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I really like the way that looks. That's kind of cool. What if we take this guy and make it into a pocket for a little tag to stick down into? I really like that idea. I do. So what if we come in and instead of brown, what if we go totally wild and crazy and hit this one with some green? This is why my junk journals always end up with what I consider to be an eclectic design, because I will jump from, well, that one was purple. I will jump from purple to green, sometimes on the same page, like purple on this side and green on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my green kind of across the surface of this and just kind of alter that up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I like that a lot. So, you know, punched out snowflakes and then it ended up going green. I don't know. What that tag be? That tag would be too small. No, also not tall enough. This could be pretty down inside there. Yeah, that could be a whole lot of pretty. So I don't think I'm going to do much to this other than I'm just going to take my this is a 2-inch circle punch. I'm just going to take my circle punch and kind of line it up as best I can center wise. And I'm going to just come in here and give that a little thumb pull like that. It'll make this guy easier to get a hold of. And yeah, he's all one piece. He's a little creased in the middle, but that's okay. So yeah, we can put that right there on the center. He's probably too wide. Yeah, too wide to go that way, but that's okay. So I think we're gonna go with that. We're gonna see where that leads us. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna give this card I'm working with the lines on it a little trim. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, there we go. Bear with me, guys. I'll be right back. Trying to clean up the back side of this piece of paper I'm working with. Okay. So there we have it. So what I want to do is I think I really want to use this little butterfly that's here Yeah, because that's just about the right width of my card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm just using the lines on my Fisker mat here. I hope I'm in camera view. I am in camera view. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give myself a somewhat straight edge here. Look at the beautiful new X-Acto knife that my kiddo got me for my birthday. It's ergonomic. It's all squishy and soft. It is super sharp. I'll have to do a show and tell. He also got me some other beautiful things for my birthday. He loves me. He's 12. And he's my buddy. Alright. Just gonna trim that down. This little index card with the butterfly on it is not my creation. It was created by somebody in a Facebook group that I follow. I'm sorry if I don't remember who created it, but it's now being turned into this pretty little tag here. So thank you for sending that my way. I greatly appreciate little doodads like that. Alright. Okay, so now I'm just going to come in here with this guy, and we're going to make his corners fancy. There we go. Okay. So now I think what I'm going to do is, this guy's a little flimsy, so I think I'm just going to come in. Ooh, that pretty blue paper would look great on the back of there. So this is something else I've cut off of something or demolished something. So I don't want that blue edge on there. So I think I'm just going to come in and put some glue down. So yeah, if you have the time to sit and make up several journaling cards at once, like I said, a master board will really help you if you need to mass produce journaling cards in a hurry. You know, you can whip out several of them. You know, just take a 12 by 12 piece of paper and just go to town. I will probably do master boards as my next video, or actually I have a video in mind for my next one. So I will do master boards at some point in time in this journaling series, because I know when I first started I had no idea what a master board was. I had to Google it, and oof, the number of people out there with their own opinion on what a master board is well, it can be a little mind-boggling. But alright, but I think this is all I'm going to have time for. Yeah, I really wanted to keep this below 30 minutes, or right at 30 minutes. Started out at 20. But such is the life of the crafter. So we're going to finish this one up, and then I'm just going to come in here and do this, just in case I didn't cut that evenly enough. There we go. And then I'm going to come in here with my piping bottle and my silicone glue, and I'm just going to do a U shape. And while I'm doing that, if you are new to my channel and would like to see more of my content, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a like, give me a share if you know somebody else who would like to see what it is that I'm doing, or maybe could learn from what it is that I'm doing. Please send my videos along. I'm having so much fun getting to know everybody and meeting new people and learning new things on how to do some of this stuff. So yeah, hit that share button. And if you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming back and watching what it is that I've got to offer. I appreciate everybody You know, if you leave me a comment, I answer all the comments. I don't want to shove that down in there right now because the glue's going to be wet and this thing might get stuck to it. I need to give that glue just a minute to set. But yeah, if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here. I am having, like I said, so much fun. It has been a crazy and fun ride. I've been in a couple of chats and I've met some of you guys that are watching my videos, and I love doing question and answers and stuff like that. And some people have asked me to do a couple of different videos, and so I definitely am going to try and get those done and get those out there this weekend. This past weekend, the holiday weekend, it was crazy. So but this coming up weekend is not a crazy weekend. We should just be chilling here at the house for the most part. So I've got some technique videos that I'm gonna get up and running. So I'm not gonna slide this all the way in there, but I want you to see how it works. Oh, don't get stuck. No, don't get stuck. So yeah, this is just gonna slide on down in there, and then it's just the right height for that thing, so it can be clipped into it. You know, you can put a little paper clip on it and clip it onto your page. But that gives your user not only one, but you know, possibly two places to write or draw. You know, they might embellish this butterfly and create a little scene with it. But I'm gonna leave that out of the pocket until that pocket is nice and dry. But there you go. There's 2 journaling cards that I now have on hand that I can put into a junk journal that I may create. And then I've got a couple bigger ones here that I'm going to decorate too, but I will do those the same way that I would do these. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. So this is Tiffany from Dragonflower Studio. Until next time, thanks for watching.